This week on Barely Homesteading, fire mitigation. So one of the things to be aware of for those that are just starting with the homesteading is that if you buy a piece of land that has a lot of vegetation on it, particularly timber, wildfires are a concern. So last summer, we had a very large wildfire very close to the homestead. It was just on the other side of the mountain. And had the winds been different, that wildfire would have come up over the ridge and just devastated our entire homestead, probably lost everything. Luckily for us, the winds stayed the other direction and we weren't affected. But a lot of people lost their homes. And so this year, we are trying to get as much of the vegetation away from the house as we can, so that if we do have a wildfire in the future, we won't be losing the entire house. We'll probably lose a lot of our timberland, but the house hopefully will be intact. So we are pushing everything back at least 100 feet from the house. We have come in and done a portion of this by hand already, and we're about 40, 50 feet from the house. We've rented a brush hog to come in because we got some very dense vegetation, some brush here. And so we're gonna come in with the brush hog and clear all this out, and then be able to come in after and clear the trees, thin the trees out, cut the branches up, and do some proper fire mitigation. So let's start by clearing the brush. Our external microphone didn't connect for some reason, so we lost the audio here and in the next couple of scenes. Now that we have the initial clearing done, we need to come in and do some clearing by hand before we can get into some of the areas with the brush mower. So while the rest of the family works on that hand clearing, I'm going to take advantage of the time with the brush mower to work on clearing another section. On this original area, the family has come in and done some of the handwork. I'm now going to come in with the chainsaw and take out some of the trees that we know are going to be coming out. For the fire mitigation, we want a 12-foot average separation between the trunks. We're also going to be putting in a road through here to improve access to the areas behind the house and to have a clear fire break all the way around the house. This is just the initial tree thinning in this area. More will be needed to obtain that 12-foot spacing that we're looking for. Right now, we need to prune up the limbs of the remaining trees so we can get a clear idea of which trees still need to come out. All of the trees that will stay need their limbs trimmed up 10 feet. And whichever trees come down are going to be completely delimbed. So doing this thinning or this trimming now won't be any additional work later. With all of the trees down, we need to do some cleanup to be able to get in here with the skid steer to cut that road. Putting in the road will let us know if there are more trees that need to come down along the road area. These trees will either be used for fence rails or for firewood, depending upon how long and straight they are. All of the limbs and the smaller trees will be chipped, and the chips laid out on the road to cut down on dust and erosion. All right, so we got in here with the skid steer and leveled this out, kind of cut the initial road, pulled out our big boulder that was in the middle of the road, got it out of the way. And I think this is going to be a really nice addition Once we get this wrapped all the way around the house, this is again only the first part, and we're going to rent one of those big chippers and chip all of our slash and put that down on here to keep the weeds from growing up, which they're already starting to come up. But as we said before, this is a big project that we have this year, is to get the vegetation cut back from the house, and we've been working on that quite a bit. We'll show you some more things that we're doing as we're cleaning different areas and what we're doing with those particular areas in the future. So until then, this is Lumberjack from Barely Homesteading saying use it up, wear it out, make it do or do without. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.